Okay, big ball game this week with Vandy. Vandy comes in probably as up and upbeat and ready to play as they've ever been since I've been here for 7 years. They're 3-0 just like us. Statistically, defensively, they're one of the best in the conference in most every category. I think they lead the nation in interceptions. They've got 10 interceptions, 3 for touchdowns. So their defense has played extremely well, and their offense has played very efficiently. Their offense run the ball, pass, a pretty good mixture, and so forth. But we're looking forward to the game, seeing if we can play a little bit better this year, see if we can throw the ball around better, see if we can stop some people a little bit more, and see if we can become the team that we were advertised to be in the preseason. We haven't quite done it yet. But we have hopes and beliefs that we can start playing a lot better football. So we'll find out this Saturday night, 7 o'clock, when Vandy comes to Williams-Brice. So our fans were super last week. We'll need you to be loud again this week, and hopefully we can play our best. We got everybody healthy. We've been very fortunate injury-wise, and may have a few new players. Victor Hampton's going to play. First game will have played for South Carolina, and we may bring some other guys along to give them a chance to play also. But we'll wait and see how all that plays out when we play Vanderbilt here this week. Any questions?
Steve, you guys got the letter from the NCAA yesterday with the allegations. How concerning is that moving forward?
The 3 allegations which were written up, of course, involved the Whitney Hotel, involved what it said, and involved a booster involvement. They did mention one of our names, one of our coaches, G.A. Mangus, and not that he'd broken any rules, but he had a prior relationship with the guys up there in the Philly, New Jersey area, so that's why his name was mentioned. And I'm asked to go to the infraction hearing because I'm the head coach. I went to one in 1990 when I got to Florida. They run an investigation. They'd had a letter, and we went out to Colorado Springs, I think is where they held it that day. And anyway, when it was over with, they said we had one violation. They said the coach, Galen Hall, paid a $360, 40-cent child support payment for Jarvis Williams. That was the only thing that they said we did wrong. And of course, Galen said he never paid it, which I believe him. I don't think he ever paid it either. So anyway, that was the one violation. And the 1990 Florida team that won the SEC was not allowed to be called SEC champions. So that's how that works sometimes. I hope we're not in serious trouble. I don't think we're going to be, but you work these things out and you do what they say, and that's what our university's doing. So hopefully things will work out and so forth. I think the last team to go there was Boise State, and I don't think it's embarrassing to get a letter. I think some stuff can happen, and unfortunately it happened, and we'll try to handle it the very best we can.
Steve, do you know or have ever met Kevin Long or Steve Gordon, and did you know that G.A. Mangus knew them and had communication with them?
Josh, I'm not getting into all that. I've said enough about what I need to say about the NCAA investigation. All right, next question.
Steve, generally speaking, are you concerned that this thing will drag out for a long time past signing day?
No. Well, it's going to drag out past signing day because we're not going to meet with them until after signing day. So that's going to happen, yeah.
Coach, will it be something for your defense to play, quote, a more conventional offense this week?
Oh, Glenn, and I don't know how to answer that. We haven't played very well. That's all you can say. Hopefully we can start playing better. I don't know. Until we do, it's just all hope. We all keep reading about all these NFL guys we got on defense, and we're not stopping people. Statistically, we're near the bottom in about everything. But we need to go do it on the field. We need to have a really good defensive game this week, because offensively we're sputtering around, and I don't think we can run Marcus every play of the game this week. So we gotta try to utilize some other players and see if we can look like a pretty good offense this week and a good defense. So it's about time. If we're going to be a good team, it's about time we started looking like one.
Coach, when you look at the film, are the problems the same week to week? Is that the frustration, or are you seeing some things are getting fixed, but other things aren't?
Well, we've played similarly, I guess, every game, so I don't know how to answer that. We keep thinking it's all going to come together. Hasn't quite yet, but we're 3-0, so that's a good sign. We've won a couple of games being behind in the fourth quarter 2 weeks in a row. I don't know if that's ever happened around here, Faker, has it? Glenn? I don't think it's ever happened, so we're doing some good things. I know it's the first time in my coaching career that I've won back-to-back 3-point games, ever, 26 years as a head coach, so I'm sort of happy about that. It's a lot more fun winning those 3-pointers than losing them, so who knows if this will be a 3-pointer or not, who knows.
Coach, you mentioned Marcus. Is there a concern if you give him 35, 40 carries each game that he would wear down at the end of the year?
Well, when the game's going on, you don't think about the end of the year, you think about that game. So he's healthy and ready to go this game, and if he gets banged up a bit, then the next game we probably won't give him 30. I don't know, but we're not planning. We never go into the game thinking he's going to run 35, 40 times. But then when things start happening in the passing game, you wonder, well, why in the world those guys even trying to pass? And I'm saying the same thing that you guys are saying. So we end up running, and trying to win the game.
Steve, it seemed we shortened up the passing game a little more last week, going side to side instead of deep. Will that be the norm? And also, what is D.L. Moore's status?
Gilmore?
D.L. Moore.
Oh, D.L. Moore. D.L. Moore says he's healthy now, so he practiced last night, and so he's back on the squad. Yeah, we did throw sideways. Yeah, it was they played sort of a big deep zone. It was hard to get behind Navy. They make up their mind they're not going to let you get behind them. I thought we could hit some seam areas and this, that, and the other, but we didn't do that very well either. So the little quick screen out there was our best play.
Steve, you mentioned that maybe the team can start playing like the team that was advertised to be in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what you saw in the preseason, how surprised are you that going into the fourth game, you're talking about the team hasn't played very well so far?
Well, it is what it is. We are what we are, and we're trying to get better. We think we can turn it around, and be the defense, be the offense that we thought we could be. Special team-wise, we did very well the first game against East Carolina, and we've sort of regressed there also. I tell you, we're very fortunate. Bruce Ellington fumbled that kickoff return last week after Navy scored to go ahead of us. And DeMario Jeffrey was just standing there, and the ball came out of the wad. There were about 5 of them in there banging around for it, and it just came rolling out to DeMario Jeffrey, which was a big play in the game. Special team-wise, those Navy kids, I mean, they smashed us. They come running down the field. I tell you, I admire those guys. I really hope someday we can build a tradition like those schools have. I don't know if y'all saw Navy's equipment van parked right outside here. Big letters, Navy, and it says where tradition never graduates. Those kids are expected to play a certain way every year. New guys, it doesn't matter. They just follow that tradition, and it's just passed on. And you watch them on tape, boy, you admire the way they play. And we almost threw the game away. A false start. Our center didn't hear the snap count. We had 3rd and 2 down there, and then it goes to 3rd and 7, and then we missed a block. And I told our guys, I said, did you see Navy have any false starts? Did you see their center miss the snap count? They don't play like that. So we're a struggling bunch. Maybe we need to simplify and do something better to get our guys to play like champions play. But we don't do it. We haven't yet. But we got hopes we can do it maybe this week. Play without, stupid penalties and so forth. Because it almost cost us a game last week, almost cost us.
Could you just talk about Vanderbilt's punter and how he changed the game last year? And what is it, when you have a team with a punter like that, how does it change what you do on offense?
Vandy's punter, that's 2 years ago.
Last
2 years ago, the game here, I think we started on our own 1 yard line about 3 or 4 times. And that was because their punter was very good. What did he do last year so great?
60-yard punt, I think. Average starting field position was 27.
I remember he tried to run for one on 4th down. It sort of irritated the Vandy coaches. It was helpful for us, and he didn't make it. So that's the only thing I remember about their punter last year. But 2 years ago, we started on our own 1, maybe 4 times. Glenn, you were there that night. Was it 4 or 5? 3? 3 probably. And the big play of the game, we threw it off our own 1 yard line. Torrey Gordon made the catch right in front of their bench, got us out to midfield. And then I think Alshon scored on about a 3rd and 20 play, 3rd and 15. Yeah. So anyway, it was 14-10 was a good win, and 24-21 was a good one last week. And yeah, we're not content on how we're playing. We're going to try to play better. Okay?
Coach, you mentioned in the opening that you had some new guys who may play this week.
Mhm.
Who are you thinking?
I'm not going to tell you about them right now. I might hurt somebody's feelings. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings around here. We'll wait till the game starts. But I did tell some of our players that I wish we'd have got them in the game. We had a lot of guys that didn't even play the other night. Had one guy played every play against Georgia on defense, didn't step on the field. So anyway, we need to play more of our guys, and we need to have 3 or 4 ball carriers, not just Marcus. We realize all that, and we're going to try to do a better job of that, getting more guys into the game and so forth.
Coach, after the Georgia game, Marcus mentioned that he had told the offensive line late in the 4th quarter that if we don't get this done, nobody else will. Is that part of what sets him apart? I mean, besides the great talent, you've coached a lot of talented players. Is that what makes him different?
Well, Marcus wants the ball, obviously, and obviously the games we've been playing lately, if we don't stay out there and run the clock and consume yards, and I mean, we can't go 3 and punt and win the game. You know that. So we've got to do our part, and stay on the field, and really the game last week. If we don't screw up the 2 red zone scoring chances, 1st down on the 10, and then the 4th down after a couple of penalties down there, we would have been okay in the game, but we didn't. So we're fortunate we won a game that we could have lost with some careless penalties. And we're going to try not to have those again.
Steve, in general, what are your emotions like when you've got a kicker out there about to kick the ball? Are you nervous? Are you chewing your fingernails, or have you moved on to the next play? And specifically, how do you feel about Joe?
No, anytime it's a 48, 49-yarder, as a coach, it's a bonus if he makes it. If he doesn't, well, you gave it a shot and you move on. Sort of like throwing a long pass. If you hit it, it's great. If you don't hit it, well, we tried one. But Jay is, he's made 2 in a row. He's 2 for 2, and that was the difference in both games. So he's a very valuable player for us, no question about it. Jay Wooden.
How much better do you feel about a guy once he's done, about a kicker once he's shown that he can do it? Does it affect your mindset when you're making decisions in the future?
Not really. If it's a field goal opportunity, you usually give the guy a shot. Remember Ryan Suckett missed 4 out of 5 at Kentucky 2 or 3 years ago, but we're giving him that shot at the end, put the game away, and he didn't make it. But he got better after that. He was just in a little bit of a slump, and but you still let him kick it, have a go at it.
Coach, how do you rate your team's intangibles at this point in the season?
Our intangibles? Not very good right now. Not very good. I wish we had a little bit more senior leadership. I wish we had some guys a little bit more accountable to each other right now, but we're working on that, and maybe we can put it together this week.
Back to the room. Coach, how would you rate Garcia's play in terms of his progress right now?
Oh, I'm not going to talk about it. I talk enough about Steven. Every time I say something, 1 or 2 of you guys think I'm criticizing him. I'm not criticizing him, but I am going to keep coaching him, and And just like we're coaching everybody around here, we're going to be tough on them during the week. And during the games, I don't think I've been screaming and yelling at him during the games, have I? When he has a boo-boo play. So we're not going to do that. We're going to try to be encouraging all through the games and try to coach the heck out of them during the week. See if we can't do a better job coaching all of our players, not just him, but all of our players.
Coach, are you getting the sense that your players realize that they need to improve if you want to stay undefeated and win the division?
Well, if we're going to be competitive this year, we need to improve. Yeah, we need to improve about every facet, and hopefully we will this week. Hopefully our defense is. We got a little bit different plan in place of making sure our guys know their assignments and not confuse them with anything. So we've simplified our defense, I think, to where the guy shouldn't be running wide open. Like last week against Navy, that third down pass, the guy standing over there all by himself. Somebody blew an assignment. So hopefully, just let our guys go play. If we're not any good, then we're not any good. Let's just don't blow assignments. If we can't cover them, we can't cover them. That's the way life is. But just make sure we don't beat ourselves and give our guys a chance to go play the game. That's what we're going to try to do.
Do you have any kind of relationship with Vandy's new coach, and what do you think of his start?
Oh, I think he's an excellent coach. I don't know him very well. Met him at the meetings and so forth, and seems like a very good guy. I admire him because he doesn't come to the meetings and do all the talking the way some of the other coaches do. So he and I sort of get along together fine about that. But yeah, he's a sharp guy, and I've heard their players say this coaching staff makes it fun for us, and that's what you're supposed to do. Their players are having fun out there playing the game. And we're trying to encourage our guys, let's have some fun playing the game. And the way you have fun is playing it the right way. You don't have fun making a whole bunch of mistakes, guys jumping offside and stupid things happening. So you got to play it the right way, and then you can enjoy having fun playing football.
Steve, today's the 1-year anniversary of Kenny McKinley dying. Just how difficult was that last year to try to focus for the game and have to deal with him dying and especially the circumstances around it? Yeah,
it was difficult, and we handled all that last year. And after you handle it, I think it's time to move on. And we still talk about him every now and then when we're running slants. I tell the guys, here's how Kenny McKinley ran it, and I don't remember him ever being covered. He got open every time because he had that little quick step. They got him open, and we're trying to teach our guys how to run that also. So we remember Kenny, and he was an outstanding player here, no question.
Steve, I think you've always been known as a coach who runs a squeaky clean program. With this latest thing with the NCAA, are you concerned about your reputation nationally being tarnished?
Phil, has my name been mentioned doing anything wrong? Huh? Has it? My name's not on that sheet. I follow the rules as closely as I possibly can. And if I ever break one, I turn myself in. Now, I did break one time. We were recruiting Kyle Nunn. David Reeves and I were down there in the high school. And I said, do you play basketball? And he said, yeah, I got a game tonight. He said, I just went out for the team, got a game tonight. I said, well, we can't talk to you today. So we got up and left and went back and turned myself in. So that's the one violation that's on my record here, okay?
Anything else?
That's what's called an accidental secondary violation. And I don't know of any coach that doesn't have one of those.
Does it bother you, though, that you'll have to go before the infractions committee? Your only other time it was not under your watch. This one is. Does that bug you?
Not really, no. I realize these kind of things can happen.
Coach, do you think athletic dorms, when they were outlawed or changed, do you think that's opened the door for things such as the allegations that happened?
I don't know. I sort of believe today's a new day that you just can't hem up your players. We keep our guys in the dorm the first couple of years, and academically, if they're in good standing, they move out their junior year. So that's pretty much the way it is everywhere. Try to educate you guys and go from there. But I mean, heck, I can see how that thing. You can see how that thing happened with the housing. Obviously, we wish we'd known what was happening, but we didn't. So, anyway.
Based on your film review, what look does the Vandy defense offer? Because also been a great start, and also I think 9 of the 11 starters are juniors or seniors or something that have a lot of experience.
Yeah, they returned eight starters from last year, I read, and of course we struggled with them down there last year at Vandy. But they play the coverages that most teams play. A little man-to-man, a little zone, disguised very well, zone blitz and all that. They just play them well. I mean, you look at them on tape, and shit, guys are in position. They're in position. Play fundamentally sound, and that's why they're playing well right now. And if we're going to execute, if we're going to throw the ball, we got to go back and let it go in the right area, and this, that, and the other. And so anyway, it'll be a good challenge for us, no question about it. And they're coming in with a lot of confidence and a lot of fire. See if we can match it. Okay? All right, see you guys.